There's something going on in Cleveland that, honestly, ain't new, but it might end up defining yet another full cycle of this franchise. And the wild part? The guy who brought it up is someone who knows this chaos firsthand, Brady Quinn. Now look, a lot of Dawg Pound folks roll their eyes when he talks, but what he said isn't crazy. It's just not as simple as it sounds either. Let's set the stage, because this ain't just about who starts week 1. The Browns are stuck in a mess they created themselves. Fully guaranteed $230 million deal for Deshaun Watson. 2 Achilles surgeries. Hasn't played since October 2024. And, at the same time, you got a rookie like Shedeur Sanders walking in with real expectations to be the future. So yeah, massive investment in the past. And a potential answer for the future. And Quinn basically said, roll with the past first. His logic is straightforward. Watson's the vet. You paid him. You gotta see what's left in the tank. Then, if it doesn't work, you hand the keys to Sanders. On paper, that sounds like smart asset management. In reality, that's the exact kind of thinking that's kept the Browns spinning their wheels for decades. Because the issue here isn't just who's better, it's timing, direction, team identity. If you start Watson, you're not just picking a QB. You're saying, we're still trying to salvage that investment, and that changes the entire vibe heading into the season. Now think about it. What just happened recently? Last year was basically a full-on experiment. Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Sanders. Nobody locked it down. The team kept wobbling. And when you live in that constant shuffle, you don't build anything. No offense. No identity. No confidence. So when Quinn suggests running it back like that, just starting with Watson this time, he might not realize it, but he's pushing more of the same, only now, with way more pressure. Because unlike 2025, there's real hype around Sanders now, and here's where it really matters. What does this actually change on the field? If Watson starts, the playbook's probably more conservative early on. Coaches will try to protect him physically. Offense leans on short reads and controlled tempo. In other words, you're not seeing the offense's ceiling right away. You're watching a test run. Now, if Sanders starts, you're embracing risk. You're living with rookie mistakes, but you're speeding up development. And, more importantly, you're building an identity. And that's where I'm torn as a Browns fan, because the safe move is Watson. But the move that might actually change something might not be. I'll keep it real. I get Quinn's argument. I just don't agree with it as the main strategy, because it's built on financial logic, not football logic. And the NFL doesn't show love to teams that prioritize contracts over performance. If Watson were healthy, consistent, and balling recently, sure. But that's not where we're at. He's coming off serious injuries, up and down play, and he hasn't shown he can sustain the level that justifies that contract. So if you roll with him, you're betting on a comeback that, let's be honest, is shaky at best. And worse, you might burn the first few weeks of the season trying to prove something that's already been answered. Now, let's talk scenarios, because this can go a lot of ways. Best case if you start Watson. He comes back healthy, runs the system, clean. Offense clicks, Browns start hot, and you buy time to develop Sanders without pressure. That's the dream. But the more likely outcome? Watson starts slow offense stalls. Close games turn into losses, and by the time Sanders steps in, it's already too late. You're sitting at 1-4, 2-5, trying to save the season. Now you've got a rookie being asked to play hero. Flip side, best case if Sanders starts. He adjusts, quick shows, flashes. Team grows with him, and you set a clear direction for the future, even if it's not a perfect season. Worst case? He feels the pressure, makes mistakes. Team drops games, and you shake some of his confidence early. But here's the key point. That risk exists either way. The difference is, one path builds something. The other is trying to fix something that's already broken. And there's another angle nobody's really talking about. The locker room. Players know. They can tell when a decision is about football and when it's about business. If Watson starts just because of the contract, trust me, that won't go unnoticed. And for a team that's already struggled with identity, that matters a lot. Now here's the biggest thing of all. The Browns need to decide who they actually are, for real. Because for years now, this franchise has lived in the middle. Not a true rebuild, not a real contender. Always tweaking mid-season, always reacting, never defining. And this QB decision, that's their chance to change it. If you start Watson, you're saying, we're still trying to fix the past. If you start Sanders, we're building something new. And to me, that says more about the franchise than any quarterback ever could. So let me ask you, Dawg Pound, and keep it real. You want to keep trying to salvage the Watson deal, or turn the page already, even if it hurts for a minute.